We desire to go to Jerusalem because in the scriptures 3 times in the year you are supposed to be able to go on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem to pay your respects unto God. Why do they not want us to go to Jerusalem to take off? Our fathers in former times went in multitudes unto Jerusalem. Who is it that desires that we not go to Jerusalem to pay our respects unto the omnipotent God?
Spiritually oppressing all my people like Malachi 3:8, pass the plate, let's teach. Read the whole chapter, you pastors is like Hosea 4:6, don't forget now teach. Ezekiel 8:14, they weep for who? Who's that? The cross is a lower T for that deity. Do your research. Jeremiah 23:27. Forgot his name for Lord, sharpen my sword for the kneel to the floor, say no more repent. Y'all gotta repent. Luke 1:5, the course was Abijah. 1 Chron 24 verse 10. Now I know the birth of the Messiah. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 1 though. Mentally enslaving all my people like fair. Stealing from Yahuwah, oppressing my people fair. Walk up in the church, tell the pastor like fair. Let him go. Mentally enslaving all my people like fair. Stealing from Yahuwah, oppressing my people fair. Walk up in the church, tell the pastor like Pharaoh. Let's go. Leviticus 11, still people eating swine. Isaiah 65 verse 4, no swine. Isaiah 66 verse 3, no swine. Okay. You gonna need the New Testament, right? Matthew 5:17 through 19, listen. 2 John verse 6, this love I listen. Romans 2:13, now what? Who said? I said that. Read Exodus so we can exit this. Say Jean Bourgier, chillin', drippin', spiritual. Oppressing my people, wondering 40 years. Yahuwah is my savior and king, now listen. Yahusha means the Father is salvation. John 3:18, you see why believe. Mentally enslaving all my people like fair. Say what? Stealing from Yahuwah, oppressing my people fair. Can't walk up in the church, tell the pastor like fair. Straight up. Mentally enslaving all my people like fair. What? Stealing from Yahuwah, oppressing my people fair. Walk up in the church, tell the pastor like Pharaoh. Let's go. You gotta have faith, but according to the Romans 9:1-5, why you lie? My flesh is of Yasharel, you better tell. ASAP, man. Psalms 83, crafty counsel I see. Got us working on Shabbat, on Sunday preaching. Psalms 91, in him I trust Yahuwah. Okay, Deuteronomy 28, it all relates. Atlantic slave trade back in Egypt now. 2 Kings 17, 5-19. Continue to read though. Romans 11, don't boast up, listen. As we return, this fire burns in me. Baruch atah Yahuwah Avinu, translate that. Hebrew, I mean.
But if the trumpet does blow, we are concerned and we are troubled. But let all the inhabitants of the world know we're not afraid. Stay in your places. Do not leave the village of peace.
Shalom, shalom, yo. Man, oh man. I just got some news from brother, and man, I'm praying for you, man. It's been a lot going on, y'all. I mean, a lot going on. Last week, we didn't go live. There's a lot going on with my mother or whatnot, Shit was just a lot going on with her, man. Where do I start? I had to take my mother to the hospital last week. And, she'd been in and out of the hospital. It's been like going on 2 weeks, we've been back and forth to the hospital or whatnot. And this last time we took her to the hospital, me and my wife, we was following the ambulance. And, the ambulance got there and everything. We was waiting in the parking lot for a minute, to see them get out and whatnot. And we went into the emergency room, went through the metal detector and all that crap. And I go up to the desk and ask about, I tell them my mother's name. So the lady, she was like, okay, y'all come in this room or whatnot. And, my wife, she was, kind of suspicious, like, why they want us to come in this room? And I'm like, maybe, I don't know, maybe, I'm just like, I don't know, maybe because we brought her through emergency and, they want us to come in this room for whatever reason. And the lady, we was in there for about a good 5-10 minutes now. It was like about 10 minutes since we, had my mother get up in the ambulance. And the lady brought the doctor in the room, and the lady doctor, she talking to me, asking me questions about, what I'm saying, what happened and all that, about us calling the ambulance or whatnot. And she was like, we performed, they tried to shock her or whatever, and, she was like, she didn't make it. So, man, I started tripping out, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, she was like, yeah, your mother, she not here no more. So I'm tripping out and all that stuff, man, and my wife, while I'm tripping out, my wife, she steady talking to the lady, and she like, saying like, something ain't right, something don't seem right. And then my wife was like, you sure you got the right person? And she asked my wife my mother's name, and then my wife told her, and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought he said Shabazz or something like that, and I'm like, God damn, I got to looking up like, that ain't her. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I had like a real fucked up weekend. You know what I mean? A fucked up week as far as, what I'm saying, thinking my mother was gone. Man, it was just like, man, I was tripping out, man. Yeah, alright, man. It was crazy, man. Cause I'm I'm the only one there out of all my siblings or whatnot. And then, I really don't want to speak on my siblings, you know what I'm saying, because I just ain't that type of guy, but I'm just gonna leave it alone. But man, you know what I'm saying, all praise to the Most High that my mother's still here. You know what I'm saying? I was able to go in there and see her. I was able to take her home. What was it? I think it was Wednesday. Took her to the doctor Friday yesterday. And, she doing better. So, you know what I'm saying? I just want to, give all praise to the Most High because I wasn't ready, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I already lost my father some years back. It's probably been about 15 years, something like that. And, that was, you know, that was a painful situation right there. And you know, for me, for them to tell me my mother was gone, you know what I'm saying, man, that just tore me up. That I was like, man, like y'all need to, you know, get on y'all shit a little more. You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah, man. Appreciate that though, Rod, man. All praises to the Most High, man. But yeah, Lindsay, I appreciate that, man. You know, I'm praying for you, brother. Brother Lindsay, you definitely, I'm praying for you, man, and I hope that everything is, you know what I'm saying, okay, man. It's man, it's a lot of people that's leaving us right now, man. You know, and my mother, she's not in very good condition. You know what I'm saying? She had a heart attack when she was in there. They just not telling her she had a heart attack when I took her to the doctor yesterday, because I didn't even know. And the first time that I took her to the hospital, that's when she had a heart attack. They sent her home like about 2 or 3 days after she had a heart attack, and they didn't even tell her that she had a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? Or even know or whatever. Her regular doctor had to tell her that she had a heart attack off the information that was given to him. And you know, it's just crazy though, man. But yeah, man, Lindsay, man, I got you on my prayers, man. And I hope that situation, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to put you on the spot or whatnot, but you know, I got sympathy for you, man. I can understand, you know what I'm saying, as far as your father, man, you know. But that's one thing I wanted to talk about, man. You know what I'm saying, as far as you honoring your father and you honoring your mother or whatnot, you know. People get that, or people don't keep that commandment. You know what I'm saying? As far as honoring your father and your mother, you know, your mother and your father, you know what I'm saying? I know, you know, a lot of fathers don't be in their kids' lives, but you know, it's two sides to a story. You know what I'm saying? Your mother then took care of you her whole life, you know, and when it's time for her to get took care of, it's like, you know, ain't nobody really there like that. And that's messed up, man. You know what I'm saying? That's really messed up. But it's a lot of things been going on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna pray on that. You know, I'm gonna pray for you, Lindsay. But right, yeah, right. But something that we wanted to talk about last week that we didn't get a chance to talk about. And it was about the young man that got snatched out of his car. And, you know, a lot of people have some things to say about it. Even the chief of police or whatnot. You know, and it's like, you sitting in the car. I guess, you know, I guess he don't want to get out the car. You know, I don't blame him, man. You know, about not wanting to get out the car or whatever and shit. You know, you getting stopped about some not having your headlights on while it's raining. And then it wasn't even raining when they pulled him over. Now you got people, you know what I'm saying, that's saying he should have complied and all that shit, man. I'm with all that complying, man. No, man, it ain't about that. You complying or whatever. It's not, you know, about complying. If you ain't resisting arrest, they didn't tell him he was under arrest or whatever. They just telling him to get out the car and all that. And I'm the type of person myself, just because you telling me to do something, I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Unless you put me under arrest. If I ain't got time for all that bull crap. You know what I'm saying? You commanded me to do this, man. Put the handcuffs on me and take me to goddamn jail. I ain't got time for all that old, you know, I want to stick my chest out and I'm superior to you and all that shit. No, man, take me to jail. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for the controlling shit. But this man, this college student, you know what I'm saying? They bust his window, and then my man just sucker punched him. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just stole on him and shit. And I'm like, God damn. If that was me, man, I probably would be fighting the police back, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, come on, man. Y'all can't be, you know, I'm going off instinct now. Now I'm going off now. I gotta protect myself and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. And these police, man, they provoke and, you know, instigate this shit so they can whoop some ass, especially a black person ass. You know what I'm saying? But you got this chief of police or whatever and shit, or whoever he is. You know they got to throw somebody who got the same skin color of us. You know what I'm saying? The same nation that we are in. You know they got to throw him up so it can be like, okay, well, this one of these guys telling him that he wrong. You know what I'm saying? But for him to get up there and say the bullshit that he said about this young man, that, you know, he didn't get sucker punched. Like we are, the whole world seeing this shit, man. Like he sucker punched him. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was a threat to this officer or any of them at that. But he still, you know what I'm saying, found it in himself the hatred that he had for this young man, because he didn't do what he told him to do when he told him to do it, to just sucker punch him. And then not only that, when they got him out the car, dude uppercutting him in the damn chin where he got a chipped tooth now. It's like, come on, man. This is that, man. That ain't cool, man. You know what I'm saying, man? That's like, it's just getting worse and worse. You know what I'm saying? As far as this police brutality or whatnot. You know, I did a video on this on my other channel, and you know, you get a lot of comments. He should have complied and all that, man. And it's like, no, man. You ain't got to do everything these people say. Hell no, man. What if these people want to, you know what I'm saying, violate your sexuality or whatever? You gonna just comply with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man. But let's look at the video of this goddamn chief of police, whoever the hell he is or whatever, and see what he got to say about it. You know, this is cooning at his best, man. And I'll be right back, y'all.
I know that he was charged with resisting arrest without violence.
Yep.
But there was, when I go back and look at the other video, from the cell phone video,
Yeah.
I can understand the officer punching the window out. But what I don't understand is, and I know you said that this was not ruled criminal, sucker punching the guy in the jaw.
First of all, let me stop you. Not a sucker punch. I'm not excusing that administratively. I'm going to say that to you one more time. I'm not excusing that administratively. There are things that we definitely need to look at. But the context of this video should tell you everything you need to know.
Well, I take it. It looks like it's a sucker punch because he's looking straight and you see this.
Right.
Okay, and then you see them pull him out, and then you see a couple of punches to the face. Now, again, I understand breaking the window, but he charged him with resisting arrest without violence. So I saw a lot of violence. I think the public saw a lot of violence against somebody that was not violent.
Well, first of all, Eric, don't try to talk the public into what they saw. They just saw the same video as you saw. So what we're doing, what I'm saying is that it is what it is. This is the information that I want to share with the public in context without a short clip. It's very important to do that because it provides a lot of information to the public.
And you brought up
it's important, let me finish. It's important for the people to know that you're not allowed to resist a police officer when he's doing his lawful duties. It's been dealt with in several different times. You don't resist when you're doing your lawful duties. You don't deserve to get violated, but you deserve to get what's necessary to get you under control and get you and take you into custody.
Sheriff,
so I'll leave there. I'll go with. Go ahead.
One of the discrepancies people were seeing between the police report and what we saw in the video, and even what we saw in that video was the allegation that McNeil had reached down for the knife. That was in the police report. But
where'd you see? What police report did you see that in?
In the arrest report for McNeil, that was stated that the officer saw him, reach for the knife that was on the floorboard. The video that was posted to social media, and even in there, I couldn't see any clear indication of that. I mean, do you see that when you're watching this?
No,
this
actually,
video?
I don't see where his hands are. I can't assume, Jake. No one can assume. I operate, and we operate off facts and facts alone. I can't make assumption. All I can go by when I read those things is what's stated in the report. I'm not saying whether it's true or whether it's not. I'm saying no one sees his hands at that point. He says, put your hands up, then his hands come up. But it was after the strike to the face. Like I said, again, I'm not trying this case in front of the public. I'm trying to give the public the information in context of what happened. No one saw his hands at that point. Don't know what happened from there, but that's part of the investigative process. Yes, ma'am.
So did officers take custody of the cell phone that he...
Hold on, man. I got to stop it right there. This dude just told a bold-faced lie on national TV. He put his hands up after dude broke the window. If y'all can see, I ain't, you know what I'm saying, I ain't got the damn video, or I might got it up on here. But after the police broke the window, that's when he put his hands up. He put his hands up a couple of times. I remember seeing this video. Matter of fact, they're gonna show it on the other video that I got. But let's just keep going, y'all. I just wanted to make that a point, because he lying out his goddamn teeth and shit right now, man.
was using to record the incident?
Yes. Put it in the property room.
Okay, that also was not in the report.
But he got it back with all the information still on it.
So can I get back to the sucker punch?
The young lady back there had a question. We can get back to you in a second, Eric.
So did this incident rise to the level that a response to resistance report was generated?
Yes.
Has that been reviewed? And it's just still under review? What was the outcome?
So here's the process. When force is used, a response to resistance report is written. It goes to the supervisors. The supervisors then, at that point, review body cam footage. So they would have reviewed this. But you can't see, admittedly, you can't see the strike at all. So it's very difficult. Had they seen that, it probably would have risen to another level to where somebody else would have gone further. Which is why we didn't really know at that time that all this had taken place. I'm a big believer in being honest and upfront. And if something like that happens, I'm going to tell you about it, like everything else that we've done. But it's very important to make sure we get this stuff out here in context so folks can see it. Yes, ma'am.
Sheriff, what are your thoughts on the video that was posted on social media? And here's where one of the officers kind of turns off, the video turns off what's being recorded. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know that he turned it off. I know that at some point we stopped it, but we wanted to make sure you got a chance to see both views from the officers that were dealing with him publicly, talking to him face to face. At some point it does turn off, but usually when the interaction's over is when that happens. And that's why we're still looking. That's why we look at the entire process. That's why we check for JSO policy violations. I can't give you right now whether they turned it off at the right time or at the wrong time. This is my opportunity to share the information with the public. Right?
Man, this dude is a boot-licking ass trustee, man. Man, I agree with you though on that, Lenzel, man. These dudes is worse than the Edomites. They worse than, you know what I'm saying, the goddamn enemy. It's like, man, anytime they start acting like this, man, you got to really think like they got to have, he got to have a white wife or somebody, you know what I'm saying, that he really care about, and you know he got the shuck and jive for or whatever for these people, you know, for him to be up here like this, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy though, man. It's on national TV, man. Let's see if I can get the video, if the video is on this video right here. Of now this is him getting interviewed after they, you know, did what they did to him.
That wasn't the case.
William, let's start with you. Walk us through what happened and what led you to turn your camera on and start filming on your phone.
Well, the officer put his hand on his gun and out for me, so I closed my door and started recording. I did what was best. Yeah, so
They said your headlights were not on and should have been on in what they described as inclement weather, correct?
Yeah, correct.
But there are those people who would say, hey, why not just cooperate when they're pulling you over? Why lock yourself inside the car and refuse to get out initially?
That's where I felt safe at. I wasn't going to get out the car because my head was during the daytime. And then you put your hand on your gun and reach out for me. No, I fear for my life. And I know how officers of JSO are towards black men here in Jacksonville.
What went through your mind at that moment when the deputy broke your window and punches you in the face as you sit in the car?
I was surprised. I was scared, frightened. I grew up being told that officers protect us, but that wasn't the case.
Okay, when the whole video is being shown, he put his hands up before they broke the window. You know what I'm saying? So they doing the editing and, you know what I'm saying, they showing what they want to show. But the man put his hands up before they even broke the window, though. But man, it's just like, come on, man, this is cut and dry. You know, they was wrong as hell, and whoever, you know, disagree or whatever, then it's something wrong with y'all mind, man. You know, the Most High is not dealing with you. Straight up. I mean, it's just like it is what it is, and all. No, the fuck it ain't, man. Can't just go around punching nobody, man, and you got this badge and gun on you or whatever. Man, these police is doing whatever the hell they want to, man. It's just, man, that's why, man, I try to, you know what I'm saying, follow the speed limit, all that shit, you know. I try to do everything I can to not have an encounter with them, man, because I feel like it's not gonna be a good one, you know. Cause I'm not, first of all, I'm not a little boy. And you know, you gonna treat me with respect and I treat you with respect. But once you start getting disrespectful to me, then it's all that shit to go out the window as far as me having respect for you. Hell no, man. But we got another situation. I don't know if y'all heard about the situation. I know y'all probably have, though. But the situation about the dude who got beat in Cincinnati or whatever, and then him and his girl or whatnot. And you know, now they making a big ruckus about it. Which they didn't make a big ruckus about the situation that happened with the brother who was in, I don't know if it was a bar or a restaurant or whatever, and they was saying that he didn't pay his tab, and all them goddamn Edomites or whatever, you know what I'm saying, just jumped on him and shit and beat him down. But that was just on the local news. They ain't do that nationwide. You know what I'm saying? They said, Trump spoke on it. You know what I'm saying? This went nationwide about this shit. But when that shit happened to a brother, man, they ain't say nothing about it. You know, it was. But let's look at it, and you know, we got people who seen what happened or got footage of what happened, you know, before they started editing shit and just putting the part out where he getting jumped on. But they ain't putting the part out where, you know what I'm saying, he slapped the dude. He slapped the brother. You know, that's what all kicked it off and shit. So, you know, they need to, you know what I'm saying, like keep their goddamn hands to themselves. Because we gonna react. We ain't finna just let shit go down like that, man, you know? But let's look at this video here, man. And this one of their ass, you know, telling the truth.
The attack that ended up taking place in Cincinnati made national news coverage. There was a message from the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI. There was a statement by the President of the United States, Donald Trump. 5 black men ended up attacking 2 white people. one man, one woman. It all started because the white man, ended up kicking the black man's Tesla. They ended up confronting each other. The white man slapped the black man in the face, and then all hell erupted after that. Fort Wayne, no national news coverage. Nothing. Local news? Yes. National news? No. No statement from the Department of Homeland Security or the FBI, and no message from the President of the United States of America, Donald Trump. 6 white men, racially motivated, attacked one black man. Why? Because race.
Hey, could I get one of my moderators to get Bawa Ama? Get him up out of here, man. Hide the channel from him. Get him on up out of here, man. Throw him up out of here head first. No, I don't know what you're saying. Get up out of here, man.
Was involved. And they tried to justify it even further because they said he did not pay his bar tab.
All right, now you see, as far as, them making this, a big thing because the FBI was brought into this thing, you know what I'm saying? I even heard people talking about trying to charge these guys with hate crimes and shit. And it's like, come on, man. This dude, he started the whole thing or whatnot, man. And then they want to try to, like put these charges on these men or whatnot for protecting themselves. Because if somebody hits you, then you're allowed to protect yourself. Right? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, right? It's another video of another woman. Another Edomite or whatnot. Talking about the same situation. And let's see what she got to say.
But that's how these motherfuckers roll. So at least they did. I'm just gonna make myself real clear because a lot of you have a problem understanding me and how I feel about this situation. So the fight that went down in Cincinnati this weekend at the Jazz Festival, the ones that you all are trying to say is so racially motivated, this is how racially motivated that was. The white guy, he's the one that smacked the black dude in the face. So anything that happens after you put your hands on someone are consequences of your own making. Oh, well, that doesn't make it right for 10 of his friends to jump in. It doesn't make it right for them to whoop his old lady's ass again. Anything that happened after that white dude put his hands on that black dude are problems of his own making. You cannot police how other people are going to respond when you put your hands on them, okay? Now, I don't agree with, 10 people jumping in, but that's how these motherfuckers roll. So, at least they didn't put holes in that man. He got everything he deserved after he put his hands on that dude. Sorry. It's not racially motivated. They had some problems. They exchanged some words. The white dude decided he was going to smack the fuck out of that dude. And that dude and all his friends decided it wasn't going to go down like that. So these are problems of your own making. Learn to keep your fucking hands to yourself. But don't put it like it's some racial shit that's going on in Cincinnati, because it's not. He got his ass whooped just like he deserved. He probably should have kept his hands to himself.
And that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You do something. You can't expect somebody to play by the rules or whatever, you know what I'm saying, as far as they ain't have to do that. He ain't have to slap the dude. He ain't had to kick the man's car. So it starts at the beginning. I always tell people, like, you want to talk about what I did, but you ain't talking about what you did that started this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if you wouldn't have started this shit, you wouldn't have did what you did then. Maybe I wouldn't have did what I did. But we gon' put on this one dude, you know what I'm saying, man? And this dude, I just found out that he was a police, man. But again, when you got people talking like this, it's because they probably got a white wife, a white partner, or somebody, you know what I'm saying, they real friends, they friends or best of friends or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that's white. And they got to show their ass, or, you know, they got to show off for their peoples or whatnot, you know. But this dude right here, man, you know, it's a shame that you know, because it seemed like this dude right here, man, this ain't the first video that I've seen of him trying to defend some goddamn police brutality or some that somebody did on some revenge shit. You know what I'm saying? He spoke on the one situation where the guy had, you know, he ran over the police or whatnot. You know, he had a whole lot to say, and he was just, you know what I'm saying? It's like he wanted to go and do something to the dude. But I'm gonna let y'all hear him go on and on and on and try to justify for this dude slapping this black man, this brother or whatnot, man. You can't just go around just slapping people, man. But let's get to the video.
This is why white people do better than black people on average. And this is why. You won't hear a white person often at all, ever, say something this stupid. You don't see white people much often celebrate thugs in the white community or people who are beating up police officers in the white community. You don't see that happening. White people still, by and large, have a moral compass to say, this is wrong, even if it's a white person. Black people struggle with that. And not all. I got to say that every time somebody try to cut your clip and say, look.
He tried to say that white people got a moral compass. I beg to differ. Guess what? The Bible begged to differ too. And y'all just wait, man, because he finna get into, you know what I'm saying, what the Bible say or, you know, but he coming with his feelings or whatnot. Right, Ariah? You know what I'm saying? Man's laughing out loud, man. You got to laugh at shit like this, man. It's crazy, man. As far as, you know what I'm saying, what the scriptures say. It's crazy, man, what's finna come out this man's mouth, man. Let's finish listening to him.
Black people struggle with this, man. You don't hear LeBron James holding people accountable, do you? You don't hear Beyonce holding people accountable. She's a superstar. I mean, these are people at the top of the food chain. You don't hear Benjamin Crump. You don't hear Al Sharpton holding black people accountable. Do you ever? Never. You see them defending people that's wrong. Who else is a celebrity in the black community? Most of these black celebrities that are the most popular are either don't say nothing or they supporting evil people. Who you say? Colin Kaepernick. You know, like, look at all these people. BLM. The biggest fraudulent organization to ever exist in American history, other than Bernie Madoff's thing. But Black Lives Matter. When do they hold black people accountable that's doing things negative to black people? That's the part that bothers me. Like, forget white people for a minute. Can black people call out black people for killing each other or killing brothers and sisters, robbing each other at gunpoint, stomping each other out? Like, we see them beat the white people up. They beat black people up like this all the time. You can go to World Star and see people getting stomped out and killed all the time. Like, why don't we call us out for doing stuff against us? Okay. All right, that ain't my business no more. I'm not a part of that community. I'm a part of the kingdom. And if you in the kingdom, you in the kingdom. I don't care what color you are. And God don't care what color you are, because it's just melanated skin, you idiots. You got to be stuck on stupid to think that your skin color really makes that much of a difference. It doesn't. There's some genetic components to it, right? If you athletic, maybe if you black, you may have a little more predisposition to be athletic or more athletic. If you white, maybe if your desire to have long, straight hair, then.
Hold on, man. Hold on, y'all. We got to get some scripture going. Let me grab the Bible, because he said some things, you know, that I'm like, wait a minute. You know, this is what the Bible said. We're not going to go about what you saying or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Exactly right, Linzel. You're right. You're right about that, man. Yeah, it's like, why are you taking up for these people, man? We talk about our people all the time as far as, you know what I'm saying, hurting each other and killing each other and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? There's been a whole lot of stuff going on in Detroit, man, where they just doing drive-bys and shit, man. Little kids dying and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? We speaking about all this stuff. It's as far as us, hurting one another. But, he said something about the kingdom. And he also said something about, black people being more athletic or whatever, he mentioned about blonde straight hair or whatever. There you go, right there. All right. There you go, man. I knew it, man. I knew it. It never fails, though. It never fails. Let me put this comment up by Rye. He is married to a Becky. I know it, man. He got to be, man. Come on, man. Cause you ain't got no goddamn dog in this fight as far as where you got to be shitting on your people like that. Talking about some you ain't in this community. Well, what community you in then? Cause the last thing I checked or whatever and shit, it looked like you the same color as me. You want to talk about your melanated skin and what you hate your goddamn self. But let's look at Deuteronomy 7:6. It says, "For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth." So the Most High, he the one who gave us that athletic ability or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? To be the best at all things. Right? But this dude, he hate himself, man. And then Linzel said, sounds like he's part of the rainbow community. Right, exactly, right. Exactly, because the shit that you saying, man, it don't make no sense coming out of a so-called brother mouth. It don't, man. And I don't understand these dudes, man, and I will never understand these dudes, But, and he talking about the kingdom, he don't even realize what the kingdom is. There's so many people, so many of our people that's blind about how the kingdom is. You know what I'm saying? Just like we in this kingdom right now. They don't realize that this is a kingdom. And they doing whatever the hell they want to do to us. Making these laws and all that stuff, they're going to have to go by our laws. They're going to have to do what we say. People always talking about the Israelites, they always talking about, white people can't get in heaven. Oh, yeah, y'all going to be there. Y'all going to be in the kingdom. Y'all going to be in the kingdom. Just like we in y'all kingdom. But y'all going to be servants, though. Y'all going to serve us. Y'all going to do what we tell y'all to do. Y'all going to follow our laws. It's going to be a switch. You know what I'm saying? Well, we going to be on top. So, yeah, they going to be there. But it's not going to be, y'all going to be in hell, though. It's going to be hell for y'all, just like it's hell for us. Just like we got to go through this shit right here where we can't even defend our goddamn self. If somebody come and try to attack us or something, man. But I knew it, though, man. I knew it, Arai. I knew he was married to some damn pink booty, man. I knew it. But I want to let y'all finish listening to what this dude is saying, man, because it's crazy what this man is saying, man. I can't believe that it's coming out his mouth, man.
Then if you want to have blue eyes, more than likely a white person will have blue eyes if that's your thing. It's genetic differences between us, but the call in our life ain't different. The purpose in our life ain't different. We don't read different. Our eye color, what we see out of our eyes aren't different. It's not like black people see red and white people see green. It's like we're human beings. It's just that some of us has been exposed to the sun for generations, and therefore we've developed a defense mechanism called melanin. Some of us have been exposed to different air quality or whatever, not air quality, but density and humidity and stuff. Therefore, some of us have bigger noses than others, bigger lips than others. I mean, there's certain evolutionary dynamics that the human condition is. If I stayed outside, if I lived in Seattle, Washington, I'd probably be a lot lighter skinned than I am now. Both of my little boys mixed, and they darker than me because they were in Hawaii in the sun all day. I thought my other son was somebody else's kid. He turned so dark. My oldest. So it's stupid of you to somehow think that we should be treated differently because of the color of our skin. And I'll finish with this. The main people crying and spitting and falling over each other over Martin Luther King don't even listen to Martin Luther King's famous words. Content of character, not the color of skin. This is the thing, and I'll say this and I'm going to stop. There are certain simplistic principles that if people would abide by, their whole life will change. If you literally judge people on the content of their character, not the color of their skin, literally people's lives will be completely changed. Just one principle. Thou shalt not steal. One principle. Thou shalt not commit adultery. One principle. Shall love thy mother and father, or honor thy mother and father. One principle. You don't even have to do all the commandments. If some of y'all just do one, I say us. I'm going to put it on y'all. If some of us would just do one commandment, your whole life would be different. Just one. Just one thing. You don't have to be perfect on the Bible. I think you should be. God has demanded that you be right about the Bible. But if you want to make a difference, you can just start with one. Do that one thing. Change your whole life.
Man, this dude don't know what the hell he talking about. He all over the goddamn place. But Linzel said we actually do see differently. He's an example of that. Exactly right, man. Right, Linzel. He skipped that part. Thou shalt not kill. He skipped that. But he, you know what I'm saying? It's like people pick and choose what they want to say, what's in the Bible, and try to, cherry pick the scriptures or whatnot. But us Brews, us Hebrew Israelites, you know what I'm saying? We know the scriptures. Precept upon precept, line upon line. We know the prophecies. You know what I'm saying? We know the history. And we know what's going on right now. But just to see somebody like this, our people on here, and just like we said, we know why he bootlicking. He just said he got some mixed kids. And then, Brother Uriah, he confirmed it first. I didn't even know. But I said before, you know what I'm saying, was talking about this dude, I said, man, 9 times out of 10, whoever talking like this, they got some people, they married to him, or they real good friends with him or whatever and shit. That's how you can tell. Other than that, man, if he probably was married to a sister, he probably wouldn't even be saying nothing about it, man. He'd probably be minding his own goddamn business. Or probably like, they should have got their ass whooped. You can't, man, come on, man. He told on himself when he talking about, oh, I got some mixed kids and shit. Like, I wouldn't be proud to say some shit like that, man. No, hell no. Let me see. Now this one, this is how we should be, man. This man right here, this video right here, this is the attitude. You know what I'm saying? I know mine probably be a little bit worse than his though, but this is the attitude that he should be having.
Thank you, Pastor.
For those who want to politicize it, the J.D. Vances and the Vivek Ramaswamis and the Bernie Marinos and the Christopher Smithermans and many others who want to politicize it, they have not yet said something that I always hear when a black person, say, runs from the police and then is met with disproportionate force, sometimes ending their life. What we hear is, well, why did they run? Why didn't they just comply? We hear that every time. But I've yet to hear anybody say, why didn't he just walk away? So let me back up so you understand this. Two combatants, one black, one white. A black man steps in, breaks it up. The white guy re-engages, slaps, not the black man that he had just squared up with, but slaps another black man. And nobody's asking, why didn't he just walk away? And so when I see, and I don't know who else the chief is looking for or CPD is looking for, but when I see the mugshots, I only see people who look like me. I don't see the person who re-engaged, slapped not the initial person, but slapped another black man. So I don't see the slapper's mugshot. And so sadly, I have to agree with those who are politicizing this and racializing this. I have to agree with the Smithermans, the Ramaswamis, the Marinos, Corey Bowman. This is racial because it is unequal justice. And so until we see all the mugshots, this is still a racial issue. So let me say again to those in Cincinnati, it's Friday night, and we know people like to go out on Friday night. Here's what I would ask. Because of what happened this past weekend, we don't want to see it happen again. Drink responsibly, take care of one another, and everybody get home safe. God bless you.
Thank you, Pastor. I'm truly grateful for...
All right, now, you see where my man picture at. You know what I'm saying? They not finna do nothing to him. They not finna do nothing to him. But our brothers, though, y'all already know, man, they finna try to make them an example. You know, as far as an example, man, they about to make an example out these dudes, man. You know, and it's like, come on, man. Come on, man. It is a racial thing. And it's them, you know what I'm saying? Because a black person can't be racist. If you look that word up in the dictionary or whatever, you know, people use that word prematurely. As far as you calling the goddamn black person racist. Now, you can call them a bigot or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or a prejudice or something like that. Well, not bigot, but prejudice. Yeah, okay, whatever. But racist? Nah. And ain't nothing wrong with me just loving my own people. You know, whatever you want, whatever they want to, you know, tie that into as far as being prejudice or whatnot. I care about my own people. I don't care about the other people or whatever. They can do what they do. I'm just worried about my people. Right? But let's talk about this whole thing with Donald Trump. Excuse me, y'all. With Donald Trump and the situation with him and Putin. And him giving Putin, he breaking that 50 days down to 10 days or whatnot. So we're going to look at that right quick and we'll be back.
The United States is sending 2 nuclear subs to Russia. Trump just posted something wild on Truth Social, and the world better pay attention. He says he's ordered 2 nuclear subs to be moved to appropriate regions after Russia's former president Dmitry Medvedev made some, quote, foolish and inflammatory comments. And Trump ain't playing around here. Now let that sink in. The U.S. president publicly announcing nuclear sub deployment like it's a casual Tuesday. He literally said, just in case these statements are more than just that. This is massive, man. Whether it's a flex, a warning, or a calculated geopolitical move, it raises some serious questions here. Is this diplomacy, or is it Trump out here running shadow foreign policy with nukes? What do you think? Smart deterrent or reckless escalation? Let's talk about it in the comment section, baby. Appreciate you.
Of the American servicemen. And this is Minister
Lavrov, thank you for doing this. Do you believe the United States and Russia are at war with each other right now?
We officially are not at war. But what is going on in Ukraine is some people call it a hybrid war. I would call it hybrid war as well. But it is obvious that the Ukrainians would not be able to do what they're doing with long-range modern weapons without direct participation of the American servicemen. And this is dangerous, no doubt about this. We don't want to aggravate the situation, but since ATACMS and other long-range weapons are being used against mainland Russia, as it were, we are sending signals, and we hope that the last one, a couple of weeks ago, the signal with the new weapon system called...
All right, now y'all see the situation with that. Just like you said, you know, America been giving Ukraine weapons, and you know, Russia, they've really been being patient and not, you know, wanting to start a war with America. But, you know, Trump, now he want to throw threats and saying what he about to do, and sending, you know, nuclear submarine ships in that area or whatnot. You know, and they ain't doing nothing but steady, you know, helping Ukraine. They say they're not at war, but we all know what this gonna lead to, man. It's just a matter of time when the Most High give the green light to be like, okay, let everything, you know, be done that he won't done. Let them start fighting, right? And it's not gonna be a pretty thing, man. I mean, man, we getting there, man. We getting there. And then, you know, America, Trump, he want to talk about these other countries that's helping America. I mean, that's helping Russia. And he want to put sanctions on them. But these other countries like, man, the hell with them sanctions or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get together where we can, you know, make it where those sanctions don't matter. We gonna sell oil. We gonna buy oil from whoever we want to buy it from. And if it's Russia, then we gonna do that. But, and this is the video, you know, that's explaining that too. So I'm gonna let y'all hear this video and I'll be right back.
Breaking news, Russia has officially responded to Trump's 10-day ultimatum, and we're already on day 8. Trump warned Russia clearly, if you don't surrender, you're going to face secondary sanctions. And Russia's response? We've been living under sanctions for over 3 years. We've built immunity. We don't care if it's secondary or even tertiary sanctions. Bring them on. But now the United States has fired back. They're saying, okay, if we can't break you directly, we'll break your support system. We're going after those who are helping you, those buying your oil, and we'll hit them with sanctions instead. The message is clear. The U.S. is shifting the target. And the allies who stand with Russia, they're not hiding. Let's name them. Iran says we will continue supporting Russia no matter what. China says we don't care if you impose 100% tariffs. Well, we'll still stand with Russia. India says you don't decide where we buy our oil. We'll keep buying from Russia. And North Korea, we're 100% with Russia. So now it's not just Russia versus the U.S. It's Russia and its allies, some of the biggest global players, and holding the line. And with only 2 days left, the world is watching. What will Trump do now?
Everybody still picking sides, man. You know, again, you know, the Most High, he putting the spirit on these leaders, these kings. You know, he putting the spirit on these people, man. And stuff is not getting better. You know, everything's getting worse. From the racial hostility amongst us. It's my alarm. Everything's just getting worse. You know what I'm saying? The economy, inflation, man, it's about to pop in a minute. You know what I'm saying? I know we say this time and time again, you know, but the Most High, he gonna work on his time. You know what I'm saying? We can just feel it and see it boiling up. You know, and it's like, man, we need to, you know, keep these commandments, keep doing what we're doing, keep the commandments, keep waking our people up, you know, get ready spiritually and physically, you know, because y'all already know, man, I ain't really got to talk. I'm talking to the choir or whatnot. But, yeah, man, it's just a lot of stuff going on. And We just got to be prepared when this stuff, you know, come our way or whatnot, you know. But I'm going to go on and get up out of here, y'all. Again, I want to send prayers out to the brother Linzel, man. I just hope everything go right, man. I also want to give a shout out to my mother. You know what I'm saying? Again, she's doing better. All praise to the Most High for that. Shout out to old girl. You know, she wasn't able to make it tonight. But, you know, she's still here with us in spirit. But y'all keep the commandments. Stay vigilant. You know what I'm saying? Keep your head on the swivel. Shout out to Linzel, brother Araya, whoever else was watching the live. You know, we appreciate that. To the replay, we appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Most High willing. Ain't no telling what's gonna go on. So with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. Shalom. See y'all next week, Most High willing. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, through his son, Yahweh Shah. And with that being said, Shalom. I'm up out of here.